Hello everybody, how we all doing today? Got Pavy up in the house, Tron Kobe saying good luck everyone, welcome in guys. Race day, Gran Turismo Racing Community presents our GT3 championship here today. It is round 4. Now, there's quite a bit going on in Sim Racing Community this afternoon for racing wise. There's a big 24-hour event going on here at Spa as well, so some of our racers are drawn away to other priorities here today. So we've got a little bit of an interesting lobby today. We're going to have one lobby here today instead of our fashionable 2 that we've had so far this season, and we've combined our Pro and our Pro-Am lobbies together here today. So what that is going to do essentially is create a multi-tier race here today. So the pros are racing the pros and the Pro-Ams are racing the Pro-Ams here today. They're in the same race, but they're in their own individual races, and it is reverse grid based off of championship point standings on how the race starts. So what will happen is the pros will be lined up in reverse grid order based off of their championship standings, and the Pro-Ams will then line up in behind the pros in their respective position on the grid based off of the current championship standings in the Pro-Am lobby as well. So all that is kind of underway right now, so to speak, as some of the drivers are getting a little bit of needed practice in, last minute testing on the racetrack. Well, we get all that sorted out. So, should be an interesting race here today. I always enjoy seeing the different tiered lobbies get spliced together sometimes, because it's very interesting to see the progression of the lower tiered lobbies in comparison to the top tiered lobbies. So we're going to get a look at that here today. We're almost at the midway point of the season here in these GT3 cars now in the championship, and we're going to get a look and see how the Pro-Ams fare with the pros on track, and see how the pace is, how the difference is, and how the strategies vary between the two classes, and just kind of take a look at that improvement from the beginning of the season. So today should be an interesting race. It's going to tell us a lot about our Pro-Am division and the improvements that they've been making throughout the season, and hopefully hopefully some of these guys put some pressure on the pros. That'll be a lot of fun, right? It's going to be a 1 hour race here today. All 3 tire compounds here are required. The racing hards, mediums, and softs all need to be used here. And as you can see on the screen in front of you, we're at St. Croix B. Not sure how to pronounce that essentially, but that seems like that makes the most sense. French community, correct me if I'm wrong, please. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the racetrack. So this is a fictional track, of course, that is created by Polyphony Digital and Gran Turismo 7. It is a 4.34 mile, 7 kilometer racetrack. It has 14 left and right hand corners. It's a tarmac road surface. It is an original circuit, meaning again that it is a fictional circuit made and developed by Polyphony Digital, and has an elevation change of about 144 feet. Now this is fairly accurate information considering it's a fictional racetrack, and you can credit that to our amazing research and development team here at GT45 Gaming and our special operations administrator, Ms. Devious, for providing all the great information, and of course the track map here presented to the Gran Turismo racing community today. Pardon me for a second, guys and gals. We were holding back a sneeze there. Whew. Okay. So it is essentially located in the French countryside with Saint Croix, and that's why I believe that's how it's pronounced. But again, I completely be off the ball there. This is a fun racing layout. Now, all 3 of the layouts that are provided here by this big, juicy track are actually quite a bit of fun to race on. It's a very wide racetrack, so there is lots of room to go 2x2 through pretty much any part of the racetrack, essentially. And I think we're going to see some good battles here today. Pit strategy is definitely going to play in. Tires are going to get worn down here very quickly. The length of the racetrack is very technical and high speed. That's going to wear the tires down on the race cars fairly significantly. So we're going to see some longer hard tire stints probably here today for sure. It's 3 times fuel, 3 times tires, and we don't have to worry about the rain factor here at Saint Croix. Alright, we're just keying in on race control here at the moment. So welcome in, everybody. Again, welcome in on behalf of the Gran Turismo racing community. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. And settle in. Should be a fun race. Definitely should be a fun race. Just going to do a quick little look-see-poos here. Make sure everything's working everywhere it's supposed to be working and doing what it's supposed to be doing. Looks good. Alright, so. Howdy, my friend. Hope you and yours are well. I've been better, Nolander. I've been better. I don't want to get into it right now because I'd like to keep my composure for the live stream, so we're just going to do the live stream here, but we'll talk more because I kind of do need your help as a content creator with this, so but we're doing alright, my guy. We're doing alright. We're just doing GT45 gaming things here, brother. Alright, so race control is just getting the grid set here right now, and we should see the cars lining up on track fairly soon. So we do have the 1 minute warning already kicking off from race control. We love to see that. Love to see that. Alright. Drivers are just checking in here, so we should be getting pretty close to racing conditions here this fine Saturday evening or afternoon, depending where it is you're viewing from. I guess it still is technically morning if you are tuning in from Hawaii. Oh, we had a driver that stepped out and will need to be back here for a moment. I'm not sure if we're going to see a red flag or not there. We are getting a very bad camera angle right now. I don't know what the game is doing here. Definitely a red flag. Definitely a red flag. Looks like we are stuck on the grid here, ladies and gentlemen. So, oh, and there it is. As soon as Super jumped off the track, everything started moving. So I would highly suggest that Super goes and resets all of his driver equipment. And we're going to have a slight delay here this morning, or this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Not ideal, but we'll make it work. All right, so red flag has been called. Now, we do have red flag procedures here at the Gran Turismo racing community, and it is for exactly those instances, as you just seen on the screen in front of you. So what had happened there was one driver dropped out right as the race got started. That probably lagged the lobby out, and then the next weakest connection, which appeared to be Supra, as soon as he left the racetrack, everything started moving. So the game is very dependent on that internet connection nowadays, and if there's a weak connection in the lobby, sometimes these things happen. So that's why we have a procedure for it. Red flag is called. Everybody gets a chance to fix their equipment, reset internet, all that great jazz. And then we'll try it again here in a couple minutes' time. So just bear with, ladies and gentlemen, as of course we got to give the racers time to do that whole reset thing. And of course, anybody who is a gamer understands that. So bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. Croix B, again, fast, high-paced racetrack. Majority of the racers know this track fairly well, I think, for the most part, in my opinion. Should provide really good racing. We had Aaron coming in with the like on Facebook. Appreciate you, my dude. Appreciate all the reactions and everything up on the YouTube channels as well. We are live over on the Gran Turismo Racing Community's YouTube channel as well. Me too, my friend. I'll get in touch tonight. Message me first, bud. I am super busy, bud. I got 6 hours of commentary to do in a 24-hour race today yet as well after this one, so you got to catch me just at the right time. Alright, doing a quick check, make sure everything's working. Working hard, always working hard, you know it, AUTB, you know it, brother. You know it. Alright, everything looks good. I gotta quit worrying so much about whether or not the stream's running, because it seems to have been doing alright since my software finally properly updated. It is very cloudy over St. Croix. Now, I didn't think it could rain here. I could be wrong. I've never seen rain here, but the weather on track right now is extremely overcast. It looks as if it wants to rain, but whether or not there's a rain model here, which I kind of doubt because it's a fictional racetrack, it just looks like it's going to, which means the track is going to be cold. It's going to be very slippery at race start here as well, which could also be a little bit interesting going into through turns 1, 2, 3, probably 4 as well, heading down the hill in towards bridge. Be interesting to see how that all works out. Everybody's going to be potentially on different tire compounds as well. We're going to see hard, softs, and mediums all potentially mixed up at race start. There's a lot of factors here on race start here that could potentially make everything go completely awry. But we are going to get back in and go like this, go like that. And we're going to get all that information done and dealt with right now. Get the good stuff back on the screen for everybody. And get ready to rock and roll. And you can see the top 8 here anyways on a very mixture of hard and medium racing tires, so it should be interesting. Huh. Oh, oh, got a couple of invisible cars here apparently. That's not necessarily a good sign either. All right, let's keep moving here. Sorry, I got a little lost in my own brain there. That happens sometimes. All right. So we have one back. We're just waiting on the other here, and as soon as race control gives us the word, we'll kick it back off again, and then we'll get to racing. Got a very good variety of cars on the racetrack here today too. That's going to be fantastic to see. One of these drivers is potentially going to put some pressure on the pros here today is going to be the driver I'm currently sitting on as we're watching here. You can't really full see because we got the GT3 Championship logo up on the screen, but is ATB. ATB is definitely one of those Lobby 2 guys that can definitely put some pressure on the Lobby 1 guys when he is absolutely on it, and he's in a car that he's really, really comfortable with as well, so he is potentially one of those Lobby 2 drivers that we could see put some pressure on the Lobby 1 guys in this race here today. Slipstream is going to be a really, really big part of this race as well. And there's a lot of power cars on the track here today, so there are a couple of the cars in the field here that are going to struggle on some parts of this racetrack. They're really going to need some help from these bigger cars to keep them in the dogfight, so to speak. There's, the MR cars specifically have a little bit of a top end issue compared to the GTRs, the Mercedes, the Supras, the BMWs, the Corvettes, all the big motor cars as I like to call them. So it'll be interesting because again it is a mixture of high speed technical and just high speed in the same Croix B layout, and that will be advantageous for the MR drivers coming through the technical sectors, but it will be disadvantageous for those cars going into these big, long, high powered runs. And it's a good 50-50 mixture of the two on the racetrack, so it's going to be an interesting race. It is going to be an interesting race, but I do feel that the MR drivers, unless are going to have an absolute flawless, blistering race here today, are going to struggle, I think, a little bit to keep up with these big engine cars, but that's just the nature of the combination here today in round number 4. A lot more high speed to mid speed technical here than that technical mid speed racetrack today for sure. So BOP, the balance of performance, is going to be jacked up a little bit on these cars here today because it is a high-speed racetrack, and the cars are going to get to open their muscles a little bit here today as well. That's going to change fuel as well. So strategies are definitely going to be factoring in here today, and we got some of the guys out on track here as well, and I believe I see 3 pros in the lobby here, and then the rest is our Lobby 2 guys, so... Alright, so race controls, as you guys can see on the screen, is just kind of getting everybody sort of back out. We haven't seen... I have not seen Eagle get back into the track, and, it's unfortunate. I think he's having probably a connection issue to the host of our lobby, if I had to guess. It's unfortunate because he's a good hard racer. He works really, really hard for these races, and it sucks that he hasn't been able to get necessarily into every one this season. And we deal with that sometimes as organizers, leagues, with drivers. Some drivers just have connectivity issues with certain hosts, and that might be the case here today. We have our pro host hosting the race here today, so... Are we starting? I think we are starting, but we've got a blue flag waving. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are having some issues today. That's why I didn't switch the screen. I knew something was wrong right off the bat. Alright, so, second red flag call of the race here. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The lineup is not, was not in the right order. So they'll get that sorted out and we'll get back to racing here. All right, let's chat about St. Croix for a minute here, I guess. Turn 1 Sunrise. It is a big sweeping corner. Has tarmac on the inside of the apex track. Stewards strictly enforce the track boundaries here, so drivers beware. You need to keep 2 tires on the tarmac surface on the track edge white line. If you do not, you will get a penalty every time, guaranteed. Half second, second and a half, depends how bad you cut the corner. And then of course that just sets up for a very long lap leading up into what's going to be the penalty serving zone here, knowing that you're going to just lose all kinds of speed. And then that takes us up into turn 3 breeze, transitions from a flat and level to an uphill climb during the transition. Drivers have additional traction. The grip returns to normal when drivers clear the transition. Apparently I can't read. Turn number 6, which is Bridge Hill. Everybody knows Bridge Hill here. It's a bumpy and may cause the car to lose contact with the tarmac. Drivers should be very mindful of the fact, especially in traffic and especially at the very top of the S's leading up into the bridge entrance. There is a couple of little bumps right in the apex and the exit of that corner, and if you're on the throttle in just the wrong moment, every time you'll see the driver go sideways there, just because the car is in the air and the wheels come back down to the tarmac surface. They got more RPM than the car's anticipating, and it just spins and the back end goes whichever direction of course you got your steering input into, which in this case on this layout is going to be to the right, and we'll typically see the drivers go nose first into the wall on the right hand side of the exit entering Bridge Hill. So that is definitely going to be a concern, I think, here for our drivers today. As that is a big zoom. There we go. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Hey, we learned something today, and something that they're going to have to navigate. So turn 7 is Anchorage. Transitions from a flat and level to an uphill during this transition. Drivers have additional tire grip. There's also a bump just before the turn exit, and that is of course leading after the bridge, making the left-hander down to head into the sweeping carousel. And it looks like we're getting underway here, so we will get back to hopefully the racing action here for everyone. It happens. It definitely happens. Yeah, you gotta love the glitches, right? I know, unfortunately, another thing that we just need to deal with. And we'll get moving on it. We'll get moving. All right. We're going to move you to the live screen this time because I have faith. We do need to get rid of that, though. There we go. I hate doing that live on the screen, but it is what it is. That's what I get for getting ahead of time. All right, looks like we are getting ready to go. It is going to be a rolling start here today, ladies and gentlemen. Kick them tie. Oh, hold on. I'm not sure what's going on here. I don't know if I should be commentating the race because we're racing or what is happening here. It looks like we're racing, I guess. I just seen one of the race officials say something was awry, but it looks like the race is gonna go. Oh, and there's that Bridge Hill entry right there, bar 27, trying to make the move on Type R there. And that got a little dicey there as he went through there out in the grass. We got Pappy here in 11th place. We got Super in 12th, and we got Trone here rounding out the field. And again, I think just a little bit of confusion on my part there just because I was rating race control message and then the race was still kind of going. But we're going. So, yeah, my bad. But it is Ten Tenths here in the lead. This is a pro driver. Obviously, the pro starting up front with Doug Barrow here in second place. He is also a pro driver. That leaves us with ATB here, one of our Lobby 2 drivers in third place currently. Fast Ginger here in fourth. We got Kabowski here in fifth position as well. We got Hair Razor, one of our pro drivers, in sixth. And TDC Gaming here in seventh. We've got Bar 27 here in eighth place, and he's got a plethora here. So we're almost 3 wide coming out of the corner exit there. And we got a juicy little battle right here. So let's stick with this for a moment here. As this Type R, Supra, Happy Pappy, and Bar 27. Bar 27 has cleared this pack, and he's trying to get away from him here now. But we're going to sit on with Type R in the BMW here as the drivers come around to start lap number 2 here. So, ooh, and we got a spinner, what looks to be Hair Razor here currently on the racetrack. And I don't know what happened there. But we're about to find out. Let's go see what happened. Oh, braking in the grass there, and oh, just nudging into the wall there. Doesn't seem to pick up any damage there, though, so that's always a plus. And you hate to see it, just a good side-by-side battle there, and he just leaned a little too far over into the edge of the racetrack there, and caught the grass under braking. Now, we all know as sim racers here in Gran Turismo 7, that means you're typically going to be along for the ride, and that's exactly what it was. He did a great job to minimize the amount of contact into the wall coming out of the spin. So that was a great job there by Hair Razor. Ooh, and a big slide right there from Doug Barrow as Fast Ginger here now in third place is applying some pressure here. So we got Kabowski now up in fourth place. ATB's dropped down a couple of positions here, down into fifth place in TDC Gaming. Hot on the chase here in that Alfa Romeo 4C. So the only driver in the Alfa Romeo here this season. We've got Bar 27 here in the Toyota Supra in seventh place. We've got Type R in the BMW M6 here in 8th position. We've got Trone Kobe in the McLaren 650S in 9th place. He is our current Pro-Am Championship points leader, I believe. We've got Happy Pappy also in the BMW M6 here in 10th position. We've got War Eagle in the Porsche 911 RSR. We've got Hair Razor also in a Porsche 911 RSR. We've got Superboy in a Toyota Supra. And Ten Tenths also in that McLaren as well. Fast Ginger's in the Mitsubishi Evo Lancer. Doug Barrow in the Nissan GTR. And Kabowski also in the Porsche 911 RSR as well. So Ten Tenths currently with a 3.9 second lead there. Got a good race start. You got a good early pull away from everybody. Now, we did say that was McLaren. The McLaren and the Porsche here in this case this week is going to struggle with top end speed, and that will be the case. Just give it time. Just give it time. Drivers are on different tire compounds here as well, so that is going to relate to different speeds on the racetrack potentially. And we got a little mixture of Pro-Am and Pros right now at the front of the pack, and that's what we're hoping to see here today. So a Pro is leading the race here with Ten Tenths. Very, very efficient racer, and he's got his work cut out for him in that McLaren today, no doubt. We've got Fast Ginger here. He's in the Mitsubishi Lancer. He's also he's a Pro-Am driver here in currently second place, so leading the Pro-Am division currently. We've got Doug Barrow here in third place overall. We've got Kabowski very close in behind here in that Porsche, and I'm not sure if Kabowski is the Pro driver or the, one of the IORT drivers that was right on the bubble there in qualifying. I can't quite remember which division that Kabowski is in. Let's go take a look. Got ATB here in fifth place, and he is in the Pro-Am division here, as well as Bar 27 chasing here in sixth place. He is starting to close in a little bit here on ATB, and he is starting to pull just a tiny little bit away from Type R in behind there. But Croix Kobe's dropped down a couple of spots here, I believe, recently as well. And as drivers make these little mistakes here on the racetrack, we're going to see these guys changing positions. So we got Croix and TDC Gaming here in 8th and 9th place. TDC dropped down a couple positions. Maybe it wasn't Croix, maybe it was TDC. I was missing up in the top half there. We've got Happy Pappy here in 10th place with War Eagle, not that far behind, just 1.7 seconds. Got Supra here. He has about 5 seconds in behind, and he's just nibbing the wall there, and Hair Racer trying to close in here about 2.5 seconds in behind. So the Porsche is going to struggle to keep up with that Supra in certain parts of the racetrack for sure, obviously just due to the crazy straight line speed that car has. Potentially one of the better cars right now in the GT3 class as far as straight line speed goes is that Toyota Supra. It just pulls. But Ten Tenths doesn't seem to care. He's absolutely flying, but boy, risky right there as he gets really wide out of the exit. And as he heads into Horizon, I believe this is. I could be wrong. He is going to start lap 4 with a 5-second gap over the field here. We got Fast Ginger currently running here in 2nd position, and he's got about 3/4 of a second over Doug Burrow and Kabowski. Kabowski is going to take a look here, though, up the inside on Doug Burrow coming into turn number 1, but again, that GTR just has a little bit more on the top end than that Porsche. Doug sends it in a little bit late defensive position, so holding on to 3rd place, but Kabowski is definitely taking a look. So we're going to kind of keep our eye on this here for a moment, but we do have a good little battle, couple little battles happening here and behind as well. So Bar and ATB and Type R now are all grouped together here as well. So we've got a nice little 3-way battle here just in behind that front pack. It's about 6 seconds separating that pack here right now, and Bar 27 is leading this pack, trying to get away from that GTR and that BMW. But in all honesty, all 3 of these cars are fairly equal in my opinion. When you put it right, push comes to shove here, it's going to come down to the driver behind the wheel. So battle on between the Supra, the GTR, and the BMW at the moment, and that's why this is so fun, seeing all the different cars battle against each other, watching their strengths and weaknesses, and watching the successes and failures of the drivers behind the car. Sometimes, you know, we're always a victim of our own devices on the racetrack, and these guys are doing a pretty great job here in 4th, 5th, and 6th place. Let's keep going through the field here. Let's check out our next pack. It is led by TTC Gaming up in 8th place here. He's got Croix Kobe now in behind him, and he's got Happy Pappy hot on the chase here. Happy Pappy again's in that BMW M6 here, so he's going to have some good straight line pull on that McLaren, but Troen is going to have a lot more nimbleness coming through the corners, which should allow a good exit. But look at the BMW, he's just going to give him a push here. Happy Pappy giving a little help to Troen Kobe up in front, and this is potentially in a bid maybe to close in on TDC Gaming here a little bit. We'll have to wait and see if Pappy decides to make move here, but we've seen a quick flash of a yellow flag up in front of these guys here, so potentially somebody in trouble up ahead here. And I do see no names changing around here up in the top end of the order. I see Kabowski around Doug now. Alright, so we got Ten Tenths, 5.5 seconds up the road. Fast Ginger's here in 2nd place. He's got a second in between himself and Kabowski now in 3rd position here as Kabowski comes around turn number 1, chasing down Fast Ginger. We got Doug here in 4th place, and there must have been a mistake made here by Doug. The gap is 6.2 seconds here now, and we didn't see what happened, but definitely lost some time on the track, and he's 6 seconds off of that podium pack here now. He's got Bar and ATB and Type R right there chasing him in here. So let's sit on this. Ooh, and a big wiggle there as we come through turn number 3, and that's just going to allow Bar to close in more time here on that GTR. And I know for a fact that the Supra has better exit straight line speed than that GTR, and at the end of the day a little bit better top end. So Doug is really gonna have to work hard here to maximize the middle part of this racetrack to try and open the gap up on that Supra, because if Bar gets a good run in behind on the next big power run, we're gonna see the prowess of this Toyota Supra. Currently as it stands right now on BOP settings in this game, it is very quick in a straight line. We're seeing some short shifting here coming from Bar a little bit as well and behind Doug, so I don't know if Bar's just got a strategy in mind here, maybe when you just attack, but Bar knows that this Supra is definitely stronger than that GTR in overall top end. So right now it's just about closing up the gap, maybe close enough to tuck in behind into the braking zone, and then utilizing that front start finish line to try and get a move done into turn one. You can see there he closed the gap up a little bit, not as much though. Doug is a high class driver as well, so he definitely knows how to drive that GTR. But now we're down to 8.5 tenths here, and we're just going to keep an eye on this for a moment, because I'm just trying to show the difference between the two cars. Although they're very equally matched in my opinion, the Toyota just has a little more underneath of it than that Nissan does in the top end spectrum. So that mistake made there by Bar does allow Doug that breathing room here though on the front straight, and this Bar's not going to be close enough to take advantage of that GTR here. You need to be within a second there for that Supra to really show its prowess, but you can see how quickly the time is coming down there as we get near the braking zone there, and it's starting to come down in chunks as Bar was closing in. So he's got some work to do there, but let's go see what's happening here. Ten Tenths still got a pretty good sized lead. Fast Ginger and Kabowski are within a half second of each other here now for second and third position as they both come around the corner. A little bit of wiggles coming from both the Porsche and the Mitsubishi here. And everybody's just chilling right now, but Ten Tenths is absolutely on a charge here right now, just trying to get away from the pack, get into that clean air, put in those quality laps, and hopefully as pit stop sequences start and then drivers start to make their strategies, hopefully he can maintain that gap throughout the rest of the race. That's always the plan when you're the pole sitter and you get away clean like that. Fast Ginger, they're allowing Kabowski actually by there. You can see the signal light from Fast Ginger there on the bridge to let Kabowski go through. Fast Ginger's maybe thinking that the driver's a little bit quicker right now and just wants to sit in behind and follow Kabowski, but Kabowski has taken full advantage of that opportunity, taken second place, and is going to continue up the racetrack. So Ginger down into third place here, giving up P2 here early on in the race. So interesting call there from that driver. We've got Doug Burrow here in fourth place, 5 seconds in behind, so starting to close in a little bit. Bar is 2 seconds in behind Doug, so Doug has done a good job at opening the gap back up on Bar 27 here, and these little mistakes that the drivers make throughout these races really ultimately can make or break tenths a second sometimes in these corners for sure, and that can make a big difference at the end of a race. Pappy taking Type R, taking a much shorter line through the corner. They're trying to close up the distance between himself and ATB here. This is BMW versus Nissan GTR here right now, and again, both in my opinion pretty equally calibered cars here. So this is a good race between the two right now, but the bigger question is Type R looking to attack ATB, or is Type R just looking to sit in behind, work with ATB a little bit here as we're starting to settle into the race now. We have 46 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, so just about a quarter of the way through here. And no early pit stops coming yet, but I do suspect we're going to see a couple of drivers within the next couple laps start that pit stop sequence process here, as we do have again a very large mixture of tires currently running on the racetrack here today. And I'm just going to do a quick little audio check, make sure all of it is working. Fantastic. All right, moving and grooving. Tron Colby here in a 9th position. We've got Supra here in a 10th position. We have Pappy here in 11th place. We've got Hair Razor in 12th, and we've got War Eagle in 13th position, and I think potentially our first pit stopper there as well. It looks like a pretty fresh set of tires he's got on that racing car there. So we are going to see a pit stop in hand here for War Eagle. 10-10, 12-second gap now over Fast Ginger and Kabowski here. So these drivers very quickly starting to fall off the pace of that race leader, and that's not what these two need to do here. These two need to try and maintain the pace and try not to let that gap continue to grow from 10-10 here as they continue around the racetrack, because all they're doing is just allowing the current race leader to become more and more comfortable right now in the position that that driver is on in the racetrack. Doug Burrow closing in super quick here. He's got a 2-second gap here, and you know, this is very interesting here because we've got the tire compound that our race leader is using. Then we've got our second and third place drivers on the same compound. A mistake made there by Kabowski, now letting Fast Ginger back through here, and this is very organized chaos. I like to call it. It's friendly friendly battling. These guys are working together in a sense to try to not lose any more time to the leader. Also not allow Doug to close back in and start picking his nose in this battle here a little bit as well. But when one of them makes mistakes, the other one just goes around here, and it looks like Kabowski's going to peel in. Yeah, Kabowski's had enough, going to peel into pit lane, but it's just going to go show here. Doug Burrow's on a different tire compound than Fast Ginger and Kabowski and our race leader, so top 4 between the different compounds, and you can see the overall lasting effect of the tire compound that the drivers are using. So tires are really an important and an integral part of long distance racing, for a lack of a better word. It's an hour-long race. This would be considered a very long sprint, in my opinion, in real life. Nipping on maybe a short endurance race, heading in towards a 2-hour race, I think, in my opinion. But tires matter huge here, so they have to use all 3 tire compounds. So obviously the hard, medium, and soft tires do need to be strapped onto the GT3 equipment here for each of the drivers participating in this round of racing. But how long you're going to use each of those tires really does matter. The tire longevity, the pace fall off, the fuel management in the car compared to the distance on the tire that you're getting, and the overall pace of the race as well. So all those things really do matter, and tire choice is really important in these races to ultimately determine whether or not maybe you gain a position or 2 in the overall at the end of the race. So Doug Burrow closing in here, and this is going to be actually an interesting battle. I know Fast Ginger quite well. I suspect that when Doug finally does present a battle for position here, I don't think we're going to see Fast Ginger really battle for it, so to speak. I don't think we're going to see Fast Ginger just pull off the racetrack, park it in the gravel, and give it to him, but we will see him, I think, just give the position freely to Doug without having to fight for it, so it just doesn't cost him time on the racetrack, and I think that's probably what we'll see here, and we're going to see that GTR do exactly that. We're going to see him get the run on Fast Ginger coming into the braking zone here, and I think Fast Ginger is pitting here, so that's what it looks like what he was signaling there to Doug as he was coming around, and Doug is going to make the pass, actually heading into pit lane there around Ginger. So Doug Burrow and Fast Ginger coming into pit lane here now, and Ten Tenths is doing his thing here. Now he's got 20 seconds to the good, and the next closest driver right now is Bar 27, who's now in second place in the Supra here, and that is some time to make up. ATB here now is currently running in 3rd position as drivers are starting to make that pit stop sequence happen, and he's got Type R still hot on his heels here. I mean, Type R is moving here in round number 4 right now. That BMW looks very strong here at St. Croix B as he continues to chase down and try to apply pressure to ATB, now running currently here in 3rd place. At the 41.5 minute mark, or sorry, with 41.5 minutes remaining in our race, just about 19 minutes gone. Alright, so let's keep going through our grid here. We've got Team Rad's The Damn Cat, TDC Gaming, probably live right now on his YouTube channel, streaming his point of view. If you want to see it from a different point of view, just put in TDC Gaming in the YouTube and you should bring him right up there. But different perspective from the Alfa Romeo 4C if you want to go see a different perspective of the race there. We've got Supra Boy here now up into 6th place. Again, pit stop sequence is starting to happen, so drivers are going to go up and down some positions here over the next half a dozen laps or so. We've got Tro and Kobe here up into 7th place. He is trying to keep into the slipstream of that Supra because that will definitely help that McLaren get up the track a lot faster. We've got Hair Razor here in 8th place, and that Porsche almost stepping out on him there coming into the corner, so he gathered that up real quick and didn't seem to lose too much pace. Happy Pappy here in 9th place in the BMW, closing in very quickly here, and potential really good mid-pack battle going to be developing here pretty soon. So Doug and Kabowski come out in 10th and 11th, and Ginger in 12th here. So Doug actually looks like leapfrogs Kabowski in the pit stop sequence there, as Kabowski did pit a lap before Doug and Fast Ginger, and Fast Ginger comes out just in behind Kabowski, and a mistake made there by Doug, but he manages to gather it back up there. He does keep the car moving in the right direction, and that is pretty important, but that does allow Kabowski to close back in a little bit. We got Fast Ginger here as well, 1.5 seconds in behind Kabowski, and we got War Eagle here in 13th position. All right, so All 13 drivers still on the track, which is fantastic. So it is 10-10 here, leading the overall race and Pro Division. We got Bar 27 here in second place and leading the Pro-Am Division, with ATB trailing here about 4.8 seconds in behind. And Type R here in fourth place is our third and final podium sitter currently here in the Pro-Am Division. So, good little battle here, and holding the top four is 3 out of the top 4 currently running is Pro-Am drivers as well. So, again, love to see that. We got TTC Gaming here in 5th position, and Superboy here in 6th place and closing in quite quickly. Tron was doing everything he could there to try and stick on the back end of that Toyota Supra, but that thing is moving right now. And the next target for Supra here is TDC Gaming up in front of the 4C. So, and you can see the time is coming down fairly quickly there, about a tenth every second or so here. So, or a hundredth, I guess. Pardon me. And as we come around the corner there, ooh, a big wiggle there as Super goes to put the power down. That's actually going to give a little bit of time back to the 4C there as he comes into the corner, but the Supra will close that time back up here coming on this very long straight. A little bit of touch there from TDC Gaming on the wall. That's going to slow some of that exit momentum down, and that should be pretty easy for this Supra to close in here now, heading into the braking zone and potential battle for position here as we come up to exactly that braking zone. So there we go, side by side. Super's going to take the inside line here, and ooh, big slide there as he makes the exit. Tried to get the power down with TDC Gaming for the over under there, but also got a little bit loose there when he put the power down, and he's just going to have to settle in behind Super here now in the 6th position. So Super up 2 spots here in the last couple of laps and starting to get that Toyota Supra moving up the racetrack here. All right, we got Tron Kobe. Now, Tron Kobe was able to take advantage of that little fight there between TDC Gaming and Superboy as well. And actually, TDC Gaming coming into pit lane here now to make his first pit stop of the race. So Tron just 2 seconds in behind there now, so was able to close up a little bit of that time back to that Toyota Supra up in front. We've got Doug here in 7th place right now, and he's 3.6 seconds in behind Tron and Supra, but he has also made his first pit stop of the race. So we've got Ginger here, he's now in 8th place. Got Kabowski here in 9th place in behind, and a big slide there from Kabowski coming into the corner. So Fast Ginger has actually gotten around Kabowski and now is chasing down Dugborough, but 0.8 of a second is the gap here. So Slipstream is still there for Kabowski to close back in on Ginger there, but still settling into these tires that they've currently got on the car, I think, and just a little bit of car slide coming from that MR portion behind right now as they get those tires up to temperature. TDC Gaming coming out from his pit stop here. Now he's on brand new fresh racing slicks here and some topped up fuel, and ready to continue on in this race. He's got Hair Razor right in behind, who made a stop by the looks of it about a lap before him here, and currently sitting in 11th place. We got War Eagle here in 12th position, and Happy Pappy here in 13th place, just after a fresh pit stop himself here as well. So we've got our first through 6 drivers that need to make their first pit stop of the race. So 10-10 Bar, ATB, Type R, Supra, and Tron Kobe all need to make a stop here still. And just as we say that, our race leader coming into pit lane. So the gap is 22 seconds. That is a healthy gap here from 10-10 right now. We got Bar 27 coming around here. He is currently sitting in 2nd place, and he's going to actually continue on around the racetrack here. You can see the fuel going into the McLaren of the race leader, and Bar is actually going to come out with the race lead here as he comes down the start-finish line. So 10-10 comes out in behind Bar 27, and that's up by about 2 seconds. So it's about a 25-second pit stop there for 10-10. We've got ATB here in 3rd place. We've got Type R still in 4th trailing. We got Super here in 5th place as well. Dugborough here in 6th. Tron Kobe making his first pit stop of the race here as well. So our top 5 still having to make those first pit stops, and we will be seeing those stops fairly soon here as the racing fuel and tires are starting to deplete here on some of these racers' cars. So Ten Tenths only 2.2 seconds in behind bar 27 here right now. Not too far at all. Easily going to get that lead of the race back once Bar does make his first pit stop. ATB is 3.8 seconds in behind Ten Tenths, and much of the same thing is going to owe a pit stop here in the future. We've got Type R chasing here, and some drivers are definitely in better shape than others as far as that fuel goes right now on the racetrack. We still got Ginger and Kabowski basically nose to tail here right now. We've got Trone here in 9th position. He's got about 10 seconds in behind those two. Hair Razor's about 4 seconds in behind Trone, with TDC Gaming very hot on the chase here in 11th position. Ooh, that big old wiggle there coming up Bridge Hill. And there's that bump that we were talking about a little bit earlier in the broadcast. You can see these cars reacting to that bump there as they come over it. It's a very aggressive bump, and it very easily can unsettle the racing cars. So power down is very important to manage coming out of that exit, because if you get it down in the wrong spot, boy oh boy, it quickly turns out to be a bad day for your racing car and your race day. Alright, so bar 27 I suspect is going to be coming in for his first pit stop here as we enter the final corner. And he is definitely hard on the brakes there. He's going to reel it in and bring it into pit lane. So Ten Tenths there will take the lead back over after the pit stop here from bar 27. Is ATB going to go? No, ATB is going to go around one more time here. It looks like Type R is coming in. A Supra is coming in. And we got 3 drivers now into pit lane. So Dugborough back up into 3rd position here. And let's see where Bar comes out in relation now to Doug, because this is kind of an undercut overcut deal here, and it looks like it's going to be fairly significant there, as Fast Ginger's actually going to come back around here and take 4th place away from Bar, as Kabowski, who is right tucked in behind Fast Ginger. Bar 27 comes back out into 6th place here in behind Fast Ginger and Kabowski. We got Trone 6.2 seconds in behind Bar 27 here, so very lengthy pit stop there for Bar 27, and going to lose some time definitely there on that podium. Alright, so Ten Tenths here in lead, but it's only 5.3 seconds here right now, as ATB is still chasing here and still, again, has to make that pit stop. So it will most certainly be at the end of this lap, because it is getting very low on that VP Racing fuel in that GTR here. So he's going to put Dugborough 12 seconds in behind Ten Tenths, and that's about where it was before we started seeing that sequence of pit stops starting to happen. We got Fast Ginger and Kabowski here still battling it out for 4th and 5th place overall between the two of them. Right now, Fast Ginger's doing a good job at just keeping Kabowski just in behind here. About 0.8 of a second right now, but bar 27 is starting to try and close those two drivers in here now, and that gap is closing quite quickly here as bar 27 puts the power of the Toyota Supra to work here in this big old high power run to try and close up some of that gap on those cars. However, those two cars are definitely going to gain some of that time back here under cornering against that Supra. So Trone Colby's just in behind there, and it's only 3.9 seconds, so Trone is starting to make some tracks here as well in the middle part of this race. We're almost at the 30-minute mark here now. We got Sammy coming in with the sub. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Winner's Circle community. Hope you're enjoying the content today. Welcome to the family. Alright, so ATB finally making that pit stop. We knew he would be making that pit stop at the end of that lap. He was almost out of fuel there as we were at about the midway point of the racetrack here. So Ten Tenths has 11.8 seconds over Dugborough, and then it's a gap. It's a gap from there. So the pros are starting to show that overall pace here now on the racetrack, and bar 27 is just going to slip ahead of ATB there as ATB comes out of pit lane, and ATB is going to put himself right in between Bar and Trone Colby. Now Bar and Trone stopped the lap before. Their tires should be of a lot more temperature in them than obviously ATB's is going to be, so ATB is potentially at risk here right now of Trone Colby here in the McLaren 650S at the moment, as again he has some air temperature built up in those racing tires compared to ATB coming out on those cold tires. Drone Colby should be able to try and apply some pressure here, especially as we start to head down in towards Bridge Hill. And you can see he's tucked right in there, just a car length separating these two drivers right now for 6th place. And as we enter into Bridge Hill, Drone is tucked right in underneath the rear fin of that GTR. Oh, and we finally lost one of our drivers there. It looks like War Eagle has disconnected there. And on halfway through the race, really unfortunate there, but he's still going to get those points. So it's not all for nothing, and he's still going to get the points for the position, for last place position in the race, no matter what happens here for him today. So points earned still nonetheless, and hate to see it, but that's why we give points for the drivers. It's not... I mean, what do you do about the internet and connectivity to game servers? We can't punish drivers for things that are beyond their control. Alright, Ten Tenths here in the lead, 11.6 seconds. So Doug is nipping at the gap between himself and Ten Tenths here, but Ten Tenths really just got a good race start, got a good, comfortable, quick early lead. Doug got himself into a bit of a battle with a couple of the Pro-Am guys. That set him back a little bit off of Ten Tenths, and now Doug has just been in seek and destroy mode since, but Ten Tenths is a very efficient racer, so is Doug Burrow, so it's not going to be an easy challenge to try and close that 11-second gap with only 30 minutes remaining in the race, but we are going to see one more set of pit stops from these racers yet at some point in the race, and that could potentially make a difference. Kabowski here in 4th place, and we got this nice little tight pack here right now from about 3rd down through 7th. So the charge being led by Fast Ginger here right now in 3rd place, and we have Kabowski tucked right in behind in 4th place, Bar 27 in 5th, ATV in 6th, and Drone Colby in 7th. And this is just one big giant GT3 train here right now at the midway point of this race. So here we go. This is what we always are looking for, and it looks like we see a battle happening back here. And that is what we see. We see Bar 27 getting the job done there on ATV coming into the corner. Let's go take another look. Oh, it was done before that. I apologize. I thought it was a battle between Trone and ATV there. Trone looked like he tried to get the position on ATV there, but ATV defending the position, so my mistake. A little bit of a misinformation there on my part, as I didn't quite see it properly in my brain apparently. But Doug is chipping away here. 10.9 seconds now, the gap to Ten Tenths there, so Doug is definitely sending it right now. Fast Ginger is 17.4 seconds in behind those two guys. So right now, this is a race for the overall Pro-Am, essentially race lead here is what's happening right now. And Fast Ginger is at the helm of it, but boy oh boy, he has some pressure in behind mounting. A little touch on the wall there at the rear tire of Kabowski on that exit there, but it did not seem to hurt too much as Slipstream engaged and closing right back in on Fast Ginger, and we're trying to keep an eye on that pack in behind him. Bar, ATV, and Tro and Kobe there look like ATV and Bar were having a little battle for position there in behind as well, but we're trying to kind of keep an eye on it all here. ATV looks up the inside on Bar there again. He's not going to get anything done there. Kabowski gets a good run here and is going to try and get the move on Fast Ginger done, but Fast Ginger's holding strong here in that Mitsubishi today. And Kabowski just can't quite find their way around here at the moment. Nice, good, solid exit by all the drivers. Bar with a hugely wide exit there, trying to get a big run to try and close that gap back up to the podium drivers here. But Bar is under pressure right now from ATV and Tro and Kobe, and this is a great fight right now in the mid-pack. Got a couple of guys close in behind there too, with Hairraiser and TDC Gaming as well. They are nose to tail there as well, and maybe we're trying to work together a little bit. Ooh, the accordion effect happening there. Everybody makes it. Everybody makes it. All right. So battle back on. A little bit of time lost to third and fourth place there, but all three of these drivers managed to get through there safe and sound. And Tro and Colby takes advantage there. He's going to slot up ahead of ATV, so he's going to move up into P6 there. He was thinking about taking his nose in there and trying to get position on Bar, but just the smallest amount of contact. So side by side now as we head down Bridge Hill, but that's super straight line prowess. Just so hard for that McLaren to get his nose in where he wants it, and there was just a small little touch right there between the two drivers. Bar's just going to back out of that going into Bridge Hill there. Realized there was a dangerous situation, but a beautiful setup for the over-under, and ATV reads the play, and he's going to try and get a twofer here, but he's in a drag race right now with that Toyota Supra. Can he get it done? Bar's going to have the inside line coming up the hill in the left-hander here. It's going to be a tough pass here for ATV, but let's see if the GTR can get the job done. He goes late under the brakes on the outside of the corner, and it's still a drag race race between the Supra and the GTR. Drone Kobe is still in the middle of this. Drone Kobe is now going to look up the inside of the bar 27. He's going to check up as he realizes that McLaren is there, gives up the position. Battle on as we race up the straight here. Kabowski still trying to close in, also on Fast Ginger there, and now we've got Hairraiser and Supra in the Porsche, and that Supra starting to close in on this pack. So boy, this race is tightening up here, and here we go. Look at this battle. We almost seen it 3 wide there. Bar's going to take advantage of the early position there, going to try and get back around Drone Kobe here, and we're side by side on the exit, and Drone Kobe gets a great run there. Manages to hold the inside track coming around the final sweeper here, and bar 27 has to settle back in behind the McLaren here, because really the optimal line is the racing line through this part of the racetrack, and these racers know that because you needed to set up this apex for this huge run to head into the final corner here. And man, what a battle we got on our hands here right now between 3rd and 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, and soon to be 8th and 9th. And oh, one of them's peeling off here. We got Drone Kobe. He's had enough of this. He's going to peel it off into pit lane. He used some strategy, try to get that car into clean air, realizes that he's probably getting some time loss here in all this hard battling, and he's going to dip off into pit lane and make his final pit stop here. So it's going to be Fast Ginger still holding the charge here in 3rd place with ATB and closing in on Kabowski. Sorry, Kabowski still tucked right in underneath Fast Ginger there, but ATB's trying to close that gap, 1.1 seconds, and now he's got a little bit of that pressure alleviated with the pit stop of Drone Kobe. Supra, he's opened up a little bit of gap on bar 27 in the Supra there as well, so just a little bit of breathing room here for him to try and lock in and try to close that gap up on that potential podium fight that's going on just up in front of him there. Bar 27 trying to do much of the same thing, but now Hairraiser and Superboy here have been watching those 3 battle it out here for the last couple of laps, and that has allowed them to close into the fight themselves. So it's going to be a whole new 5-way battle here pretty soon as we come into braking, and I mean that's it. They're in the slipstream. They have now gotten involved here, and it is going to be game on in the mid-pack here. Type R and Happy Pappy, the 2 BMWs, nose to tail here, 14-second gap between that huge battle we've just been watching there. TDC Gaming here in 11th place. Looks like he has had another issue on the track here, and Drone Kobe has come out in last place here after that pit stop, or 12th place, pardon me. One driver disconnecting here, so with a 13th place finish here in the grid today, but Ten Tenths has a 7.9 second lead over Doug. So Doug's chipping away at that gap, but Ten Tenths is not really letting Doug get close enough to do anything with that gap right now. This battle for 3rd place is heating up here though, and I mean we got 3 little mini battles happening here all in one spot. That's kind of all related to one big battle in the grand scheme of things, the way things are shaking up here right now. But Fast Ginger here currently in 3rd place. He's got about 7/10 of a second. Kabowski's going to take a look there. No, cannot get the job done. ATB has a good run coming into the corner, going to defend that apex, but Kabowski's going to come into pit lane here and make their final stop of the race as well. So now that alleviates 1 extra car in this battle, and Barr feeling the pressure here. He's going to go on the defensive line there. He's going to come back up into the braking zone here for the racing line, realizing he's got just enough room, but he is going to slide that car around the corner, and that's going to give Supra the run. And Hairraiser is going to try and make it 3 wide here, and we're going to go... Nope, Hairraiser is just going to check up there a little bit, back out, and try to set up here again. But he got a great run there, and he really thought about trying to get both those Toyotas right there in one swing, but just wasn't able to quite get the power down, and decides to back out, wait for a better opportunity. But now that opportunity has been rewarded. He has made his way around bar 27, and now he continues to try and chase down Superboy here, and it is battle on here. It is definitely battle on here. This is a great fight between the 3 drivers right now, and this is good for ATB right now, and Fast Ginger. And speaking of ATB, is now our final podium sitter here. So ATB has found his way back onto the podium here, currently sitting in 3rd place, making his way around Fast Ginger here in that Mitsubishi. And now it's Supra, Hairraiser, and Bar 27 trying to start to close down Fast Ginger here in 4th place, who seems to be falling off that pace just a little bit here in the latter part of the stint. Ghost Viper coming in with that thumbs up on the stream. Appreciate you, my dude. Talk about legends up in the house. All right, Bar 27 here in 7th place, and there's been some tough fighting here for him in this second stint. We got the two BMWs, Type R and Happy Pappy here, nose to tail, and looks like they're kind of working together. I don't think they're really sitting there battling too much. TTC Gaming starting to close in on those BMWs, however, those 3.7 seconds, so they will need to be aware that TTC is coming. We've got Trone here in 11th and Kabowski here in 12th place after making their second pit stops of the race. So undercut strategy at play here for a couple of our racers. And we are under the 20-minute mark here, so should be easily doable on fuel as to whether or not they can manage the cars and have something left to fight with at the end if they can get themselves into that position. Doug is 7 seconds in behind Ten Tenths, so again, just chipping away at that race lead. It was 7.8 seconds about a lap and a half ago. He's got about 3/4 of a second taken out of that gap. He's just chipping away as much as he can, but the clock is starting to kind of become his enemy instead of his friend here. ATB in 3rd place opens up that gap a little bit on this fighting pack here in the middle. 2.8 seconds from Superboy here, who just made a little bit of a mistake on the exit there now, and as he has just recently got around Fast Ginger here, and Fast Ginger is showing a little bit of pace drop off here now as this stint starts to get into a long run. And you can see Hair Razor's really starting to apply some pressure here now on Fast Ginger as well. And Hair Razor's looking for a big run up Bridge Hill here. That's exactly what he got. Great setup right there from Hair Razor. You've seen him really take a slow wide entry, which allows for a big straight line exit. Gets a good run on the Mitsubishi there and gets the position going up the bridge. Is he going to hold it coming into the corner? He is. Fast Ginger's not going to battle him for that position. He's just going to let him go there. And he's going to try and tuck him behind and use some slipstream to his advantage there. We got Bar 27 trying to close in there. He got a little bit wrong on the exit there, but he gathers it up and continues moving in the forward direction. And he's got 13 seconds in behind him. So this isn't where he needs to be stressing about right now in his race. He needs to definitely just keep focused and try to maintain that gap until his next pit stop at this point, because it's all going to come down to the final stint, and that's when we're going to see the drivers really start to push. So it is 10-10 here. He is leading the charge, and 7 seconds is that gap, and staying fairly solid at the moment. As Doug Burrow's coming, he can see him at the end of that straight, but he just can't get close enough to try and do anything about it at the moment. ATB here in the 3rd position, and big gap there to the two pro drivers right now. We've got mixed tier lobby going on here today, but they are fighting for their own points in their own divisions. So ATB is currently leading the Pro-Am division right now, 3rd overall here on the race. The Supra is trying to have something to say about that here as he's trying to chase ATB down. 2.4 seconds is the gap. Hair Razor is trying to close down Supra here, 1.5 seconds in behind. We got Bar 27 about 3.8 seconds in behind those guys right now, and had some good fights there a little while ago, but starting to lose that pack a little bit. Fast Ginger making a pit stop here, going to give up that position to those BMWs. It's also going to give up the position to TDC Gaming here, who is now 3.2 seconds in behind the two BMW drivers here. So slowly but surely he is chipping away at that gap, and we actually got those two guys side by side here as we head around through turn number 2, heading into turn number 3. Breeze here, and Pappy does have the position on Type R. Are we going to see him get it? We are. We are going to see Pappy move up into 7th place with that nice, good, tidy pass there into turn number 3. Breeze, but Type R coming back with a response there, heading down in towards the bridge, and tried to get the run there, but he went a little bit wide, had to check the car up, and that actually cost him a little bit of momentum there on Happy Pappy, and Happy Pappy now has about a car separating him and Type R, but slipstream engaged. That is going to close up quickly. And TDC Gaming, 1.4 seconds in behind, just chipping away that little battle. Give him a little bit more time on these guys, and now this is soon going to become a 3-way battle for 7th place here, I think, so we'll be keeping our eye on that. Love to see it. Trone here in 10th place, 5 seconds in behind these guys and gals. Got Kabowski here in 11th, and Fast Ginger in 12th place after his pit stop. So Ten Tenths now making his final stop of the race here. We got Doug coming in and making his final stop as well. So what is ATB going to do here, I guess, is the next question. It looks like ATB is also going to be planning on a pit stop here as he comes around the final corner. I don't think he's got enough fuel there to go another lap. And yep, he is going to peel off into pit lane there. So Supra is going to take over the Pro-Am lead for the time being. Ten Tenths does come back out with the overall race lead there, with Doug Burrow still in tow. Supra there in third place now to try and throw a wrench in that program. We got ATB in pit lane. He's going to give that to bar 27. Hair Razor's also going to make a pit stop here. Got Pappy's going to continue to go around. Type R is coming in, and so is TDC Gaming. All right. Trone here in 10th. Going to move up some spots with some pit stops happening, and he did make a earlier pit stop, so he definitely went with an undercut strategy here, and that may reward him. We'll have to wait and see, but that has put him up into 7th place, with Hair Razor chasing here in 8th. We've got Kabowski here in 9th place. We've got Fast Ginger just in behind in 10th, so Kabowski does jump Fast Ginger in pit lane there. We got Type R here in 11th. We got TDC Gaming in 12th place, and it comes up about 1 second in behind Type R, so 0 time loss there in the pit lane from that Alpha to the BMW there. We got Steve coming in with a thumbs up. Appreciate you, my dude. Hope you're doing fantastic. And it is Ten Tenths now, 8.5 seconds up after the pit stop on Doug Burrow here. Doug Burrow now does have to keep an eye on Supra chasing him behind here, but Doug did just come out of pit lane. He's on fresh rubber. Supra is on a set of starting to wear out racing tires as well. We got bar 27 here. He's in 4th place. He has not opted to come in yet. He's got 13 seconds over Happy Pappy, who has not come in yet either, and is literally right there in front of ATB here. So ATB in 6th place, fresh out of a pit stop here. It's on a fresh set of racing tires and some good old VP Racing fuel, and he is tucked in. A good little battle here, but I guess the bigger question is ATB potentially banking on the fact that Pappy has to make a pit stop soon? Is his crew on the ball, paying attention to the fact, knowing that he has yet to make a stop? But a mistake made there by Pappy, and ATB takes full advantage, gets a beauty of a move done on the inside. There's a hole that opened up there, and he absolutely drove that GTR right on through there. And he is going to pick up P5 from Happy Pappy. Happy Pappy there, though, does pit. So, as I was about to say, I feel like ATB and the crew, the team behind the scenes, is anticipating a pit stop coming from that driver. Maybe that's why we weren't seeing the immediate pressure. Probably costs less time in the long run to just wait, get to that point where the pit entry is, and then freebie go in here. So, Hair Razor and Drone will be battling out for 6th and 7th place. And this is a good battle here. This is a pro and a pro-am here right now, battling it out for 6th place overall here on the track as well. Kabowski in 8th place, Fast Ginger still right there in behind in 9th place. These two drivers have literally been nose to tail pretty much the entirety of this race. We have Happy Pappy here in 10th position, with Type R right there in 11th. The DDC Gaming is tucked right in, half a second now in behind the BMW here. So we start to see our little battles developing on the racetrack here as we near to the end of this race. 12 minutes on the clock. Ten Tenths has 8.6 seconds over Doug Burrow. Doug Burrow had that gap down to 7 seconds there before the pit stop sequence. Lost a little bit of time in the pit stop sequence. Now he's going to have to try and make it back up. Got Supra here in 3rd place, and I believe still has to make a pit stop as well yet. So I think we'll see this driver make one more stop. I could be wrong though. Some of our drivers made some very early stops, and I may just have missed it. We got bar 27 here in 4th place, and he's got about 10 seconds into behind Supra there, and I believe he has a pit stop that he needs to make yet as well. Got ATB here in 5th position, and about 30 seconds from the overall race leader. He's got 11 seconds to bar 27. Now, if that is the case, and bar does owe a pit stop still, that should be good for ATB. Should get him a free position there. But again, how aware are each of these drivers and their race crews right now on the pit stops, how many they've made, what tires these drivers have used up to this point in the race? I guess is still up to be decided, but Kabowski making a mistake, getting something wrong there, and actually, no, we're not getting something wrong. I'm just confused at where we are on the racetrack, apparently. Fast Ginger here, 1.5 seconds behind, so Kabowski's actually doing a good job at starting to open the gap up to Fast Ginger here, chasing it behind. Pappy is opening up that gap to 11th and 12th place here, as obviously we've just missed an active battle between TDC Gaming and Type R here, and TDC Gaming has been the beneficiary of that battle so far by gaining a position, but Type R is on the chase here, and again, BMW should be strong chasing that Alpha down in a straight line. Ooh, a little bit of a mistake made there by TDC, and that should most certainly allow for a good run here from Type R chasing him behind. Doug doing a little bit of work here, trying to chew into that gap of 10-10 there. He has it down to 7.6, pardon me, 7.5 there. He is purple as you come to the live timing sector right there as well. We've got Supra here. Supra has made his pit stop and he's come back out in 3rd place, just ahead of ATV there. So good strategy there by Superboy, has him now up into 3rd place, and the overall Pro-Am race lead here currently. ATV is 2nd place in Pro-Ams, and chasing him we've got Hairraiser here now, our 3rd place pro driver here on the grid. We've got Croix B here in 6th place. We got Kabowski, Fast Ginger, and Bar 27 all interlocked here. And Kabowski is absolutely cruising right now. Has opened up that gap to Fast Ginger, has now gotten around Bar 27, and continues on up the racetrack here. So Bart did make the pit stop, I guess, granted, so Bart may have actually just happened to come out right in between these two drivers here. He is on a fresh set of racing compound tires and putting some pressure here on Kabowski as well. So let's see what Bart does here as we're heading into the final few corners of the lap. Is he going to try and set something up for a, oh boy, Kabowski's just trying to get out of the way here. We got a little bit of jostling of race cars going around there, and Fast Ginger's going to take full advantage of that. And boy, there's some more contact there between the three. And here we go. All right, 3-way battle engaged. Fast Ginger gives a position to Bar 27 there after the contact and slips back in behind, and Kabowski benefits from that and does not lose these two drivers in the fight. Fast Ginger goes on the defense there. A little bit of contact again to Bar 27 there as he goes in real tight, and there wasn't quite enough room there to allow Fast Ginger to get quite through there. So semi-defensive driving there from Bar 27, and this is good for Kabowski. It's allowed Kabowski to stay on top of these two, but now Bar is going to use that Supra to try and get away from the Mitsubishi and Porsche. And as we come up into Bridge Hill, he almost gets it wrong there. And that could have been devastating there for his race, but Fast Ginger's 6/10 of a second in behind. Kabowski right there is 6/10 of a second in behind Fast Ginger. So this battle is only just starting to heat up here, it looks. We're going to stick with it for a moment as we come into the braking zone here. And nothing has changed yet, but I feel like the moment we move, something changes. So let's stick with it here for a minute. Kabowski takes a look up the inside there. Fast Ginger has a good run of momentum through there and is able to hold a position off on Kabowski, but definitely took a little look. Pappy here in 10th place, Type R in 11th, and TDC is now in 12th, back in behind Type R. So those two also having a good battle on the racetrack. 6.7 seconds now is the gap between 10-10 and Doug Burrow as well. So Doug is putting in some work here to try within the next 6.5 minutes to close up a 7-second gap here. He has it under 7 seconds. That's the closest we've seen it in quite some time here. So he is doing a good job. We got Super here in 3rd place, ATV chasing in 4th, 3.9 seconds in behind. We got Hairraiser also chasing here in 5th place, 4 seconds in behind ATV, but holding down that 3rd place podium position right now in the race. Tron Colby here in 6th place, and he's going to be our 3rd place Pro-Am driver here as well. So Super leading the Pro-Am charge currently with ATV and Tron, and it's going to be 10-10 leading the Pro charge with Doug Burrow and Hairraiser chasing in 2nd and 3rd. Fast Ginger here in 7th place finds himself just off the edge of the podium here right now, 5.5 seconds, and it is just battle on here right now between these three, as Fast Ginger is now up in the lead of this battle here. He's got bar 27 in behind him and Kabowski in behind bar 27, and these three cars are only separated by about 6/10 of a second currently right now. You can't even fit a small car between these three at the moment. They are so close together. As we head down in towards Bridge Hill, this is where things always could change very quickly. Good exit there from Fast Ginger, but look at the run that bar 27 gets coming up through the corner, and we're going to see a push. Going to see a push from the Super here on Fast Ginger here, and Kabowski's going to take a look up the inside here, going to try and get the job done on that Toyota Supra. And we got a battle for 8th place here. Right now it has Kabowski having it, as Kabowski is ahead of bar 27 here, but a little bit of a slide in the marbles on the outside of that corner there. That should allow Bar to get a good run here, and again, the overall just top end speed of that Supra should win the drag race over the Porsche here. But look at that Porsche giving it everything it's got against that Supra here, and bar 27 is just going to edge Kabowski out, coming back into the corner there. Going to move up in front of Kabowski. Do we see the inside move here? We do. Side by side action. Bar 27 didn't quite realize that Kabowski was there, and oh boy, a little spin there from Kabowski. He just nipping into the wall there. Going to get it pulled in reverse, get it back on, and get back up the track here with Happy Pappy Type R and TDC Gaming closing in very quickly in behind here. That damage will go away in 30 seconds time, and the car will be back up into full operating condition again. So a little bit of time loss there, and some tough battle in there between Kabowski and bar 27, and maybe something there for the stewards to look at. We'll have to wait and see at the end of the race. Super there in 3rd place. We have ATB here in 4th position. We've got Hair Razor there in 5th place, and boy, ATB with a war wound on that GTR on the left rear quarter panel there. And Tron Kobe here in the 6th position. Fast Ginger's trying to close in here, 6.3 seconds in behind. Bar's trying to close in on Fast Ginger, about 1.7 seconds in behind, and now no pressure from Kabowski in behind with the hard battling, and Kabowski with a very slow spin up into the wall. But now Kabowski's under pressure here from the BMW drivers here, so Happy Pappy and Type R have closed in, and I'm not sure where TDC Gaming ended up here in this equation, but we don't see him in behind the BMWs here anymore, so maybe a little mistake at some point on the racetrack. But Kabowski now absolutely under pressure here from the 28 BMW of Happy Pappy, and Type R is just lingering right in behind there as well. Okay, so the gap at the race lead here with 2.5 minutes remaining. This will be the second last lap of the race here for our race leaders, is 6.8 seconds. Doug's doing everything he can here to try and close that gap, but 1010 just has the answer here for him today. Superboy here in 3rd place overall in the race. It's going to be 1st place for the Pro-Am division currently as the race stands right now, and as he comes across, it's going to be the final lap here for 3rd place and down through the field here, as they will take the checkered flag next time around. But our race leaders should get one more go around here, as they're just a few seconds ahead of the rest of the field at the moment. ATB 7.7 seconds in behind Supra there, but is holding on to his 2nd place overall Pro-Am position here currently on the racetrack. Hair Razor here in 5th place. He will be 3rd place in the Pro division currently as it stands right now, and Tron Kobe will be our final podium sitter for the Pro-Ams right now as it stands here on the final lap for this part of the field. We got Fast Ginger here in 7th place, still holding off the charge of bar 27, 1 second in behind. Kabowski there in 9th place, still doing a great job holding off the charge of the BMW drivers here of Pappy and Type R, and as they start their final lap here as well, it is definitely going to be race on. Type R tucked real tight in behind Pappy there, but Pappy leaves no room for a move there, and Type R is just sitting here waiting for potentially Pappy to make the decision on what line he's going to take. Nope, he's just settling in behind right now, and potentially maybe a late final sector battle between these three right now. I'm not really sure. 1010 has 6.6 seconds. Doug doing everything he can to close it up, but with 50 seconds left on the clock, I mean, you can only do so much at this point. And as we're heading down in through the S's here right now, Ten Tenths is going to start the final lap of this race here as he comes around the racetrack. So we are going to sit on board with our race leader here just for a minute as he comes around the final corner to start the final lap of the race. So the leader is on the final lap here as he comes across start finish line. Doug Burrow here in second position. Fuel's not an issue for either one of the two drivers here either. It looks like we'll start his final lap of the race, and now we are going to head to the rest of the field here. Supra is going to finish here as we come in towards the final corner, and it's going to be a third place overall finish here for Superboy, and it's going to be a first place finish for the Pro-Am division here today for Supra. So congratulations to Superboy. That was a very well done strategy. Got him there on the top of the podium here today. ATB is going to bring it home here in fourth place overall in the race here today, and that is going to be a second place finish here in the Pro-Ams for him today as well. You can see him flashing lights to the crew, giving them thanks as he goes by. Hair Razor is going to take that final podium position in the Pro Lobby today, and same thing there, respect shown to the crew from Hair Razor. Tron Colby very close in behind there, but he's going to take third position in the Pro-Am Lobby, and Fast Ginger just a little bit in behind there, just off the podium today with bar 27 right there in behind chasing. Kabowski's going to come around here, looks like going to hold the charge of the BMW drivers off, take ninth place here today in the race overall, and seventh place, I believe, in fifth place, sorry, pardon me, I believe in the Pro-Am division. We got Happy Pappy in 10th, and Type R right behind there in 11th. TDC coming across there in 12th place. But it is going to be Ten Tenths and Doug Burrow on essentially a victory lap, I guess, as they come around the racetrack there. Plenty of fuel in this McLaren here. I don't think there is any hopes of fuel running out there for the chasing driver Doug at this point. Doug is, the gap is at about 7.1 seconds, and it looks like it's going to be a pole to checkered flag win here for Ten Tenths from Team Rad in the GT3 Pro Division today. It was a good run there from the McLaren driver, and we said the McLarens, they got to put in the work if they want to beat these big motor cars. And boy, this guy put in the work. He made good tire call right off the bat of the race, got the clean brake, got a little help from the battle and pack in behind, and it was just manage the pace for the rest of the race from there. And you can see his pleasure as he comes around the start finish line. Little flash for the crew there, and it's going to be Doug Burrow there in second place, and much of the same thing here for Doug as well, giving a little love to the crew as he comes across the fans. And that was a great racing right there. So congratulations to Ten Tenths, Doug, and Hair Razor for 1, 2, and 3 in the pros, and congratulations to Superboy, ATB, and Tron Colby for their Pro-Am finishes. Alright, we just gotta take some pictures here just in case we need the backup information. Always save the replays. Alright. So that was a great job right there. Gotta tell you, a nice little good race there. A good mid-pack race right there from the group here today. All right, we're not doing podium interviews. It's just a screen we're going to. We're going to break down the race because I got to get going to the next gig here. But we'll break it all down here. So again, we had a little bit of a different race here today. Typically, this is a 2-lobby race. We usually have a pro lobby and a pro-am lobby. Usually I broadcast well, lately it's been a Pro-Am lobby, and Nolander does the other lobby, but today, again, just due to the amount of league racing that's going on right now in the sim racing community, and some of the times interject with each other, plus a 24-hour spa race going on right now as well. The driver pool is a little thin here today, so we had to combine the pro and the Pro-Am lobby up here today and just turned it into one big lobby. So we had one nice, good, juicy, fat race for everybody, and that was definitely a good call. So it was some good racing right there. We've seen a good mixture of pros and Pro-Ams at the front of the grid, and I did expect to kind of see that here today, because just because they're a Pro-Am label does not mean that they're not as quick as pro drivers. It just means that they didn't quite make the cut for that division that particular season, really is all that means. A Pro-Am means a pro or an am driver. So remember that, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear the word Pro-Am, it does not mean they're slow. It just means that they're not classified as a pro driver yet. It really is all that means. So definitely some good pressure being applied by our pro-ams against some of the pros here today, which made for a good race. And really, that was fun. That was fun out there. So strategies made a big difference here today. We talked about that at the beginning of the race. That tire strategies and the fuel strategies are going to be really crucial to gaining or losing positions on the racetrack today. And I think the drivers definitely found that out. And lots of good, heartfelt elbows out battling on the racetrack. I mean, this is a racing racetrack. You do expect to see lots of good hard battling pretty much in any spot of the racetrack here. And we definitely saw lots of good hard battling wherever it was that these drivers caught up with each other. So congratulations again to all our podium finishers from both divisions. Ten Tenths for the Pro win, Doug Barrow for the Pro 2 second place, and Hair Razor for Pro 3 third place finish there. We've got our Pro-Am drivers with Superboy taking P1 first place. We have ATB taking second place, and we had Tron Kobe taking third place there. So the standings, I got to tell you, the Pro-Am lobby is definitely going to be tightening up. We got Fast Ginger in the chat saying that was intense. It looked like fun. That looked like fun. With a little bit of a delay getting the race started. We definitely had some server issues going on here today, but well done, everyone on Team Rad, Gray Race, everyone. Cheers, Nolan. Appreciate you, my dude, as always. And let's go catch up on Facebook here. We've got Aaron Benson coming in with the like. We've got Mercy D coming in with the follow. Appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a part of our great community here. Welcome to the Winner's Circle, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. We got Ian coming in with a thumbs up, Dave coming in with a thumbs up, Ghost Viper with the thumbs up. We got Boney with the thumbs up. We got Steve Taplin with the thumbs up as well. Hey Jason, how's it going? Can't wait for a week and a half left and I'll be able to join you all on track again. It sounds good, dude. Definitely been missing you out there. Got Ghost Viper going nice, ATB. Hey, GG's everybody, cheers. Just trying to catch up on all the chats here. So again, I got a little confused on race start there because I seen a message come from race control about something. I was kind of expecting the race to get called one more time there, but then the race took off. So I wasn't sure if we were doing a guided formation lap to start the race or if that was actually the race. It took me a minute to kind of clue into the situation at hand there, so I do apologize for the race start there. It was a little bit lackluster on my part than normal, but absolutely great racing from all 13 of our drivers. War Eagle unfortunately disconnecting at the 30-minute mark of the race, but again, we'll get those 13th place points again. Can't punish the drivers for things that are beyond their control, like the lobbies and servers and game issues. It was very evident today that lobbies are a little bit unstable currently right now in the game, and hopefully with the update that should be coming fairly soon here, next couple of weeks, they can address some of these issues that are being plaguing our lobbies lately. But congratulations to all the drivers. That was a great race, great battles from the head of the field right to the rear of the field, and a really great drive by 1010. Obviously, start to finish from the pole position right to the checkered flag. Going to take a big, huge win home for Team Rad there, and Team Rad's going to sweep that pro podium here today, actually. But I guess low numbers here today from our pros. Come on, pros, where you at? No, I'm kidding. Again, lots of endurance racing happening right now. This is endurance season too in the sim racing community, and these races tend to pull drivers away from their other league obligations sometimes, and there is a big one here today going on. So the endurance seasons are wrapping up, getting near season's end as well, because it's getting late into the racing season, obviously. So obviously the driver is going to opt to put priority on that race and their championships over there than these smaller series, because it's just the way it works. It's just the way it works. If you're a sim racer and you do real endurance racing, you definitely understand where we're coming from, but it's just a different kind of racing, a different caliber of racing, and it requires a lot of work to get ready for. So the drivers are always going to opt to go and race where they put all of the work in, obviously. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you all. Again, podium interviews is something that is not disappearing from the GT45 Gaming broadcast. We're just having some PC issues right now, and one of those relatable issues with the stream at the moment with my PC is running Discord while we're streaming, and that's why we're not doing our podium interviews currently right now. we have a different plan for that, though, so stay tuned for more on that once we get it together. Appreciate y'all. Thanks, all, as always, for tuning into the Gran Turismo racing community. You know, the Red Bull Junior Series last weekend really showed up on Facebook. I mean, it seemed like people are really enjoying what Gran Turismo racing community is putting out there. So do us a favor and don't forget to like and share it before you leave. If you're even watching it pre-recorded or if you're live right now, it's just a free thing you can do to help us grow, of course. And if you really like the racing and the content, the commentary, the live commentary, there's lots of that on the GT45 Gaming page and our respective organizations we work with. Hit that follow and that subs button. Turn on all the live notifications, and hopefully the platforms will send you a live notification every time we go live. Thank you to the new followers and subscribers on YouTube and Facebook all across the board on all the platforms. We really appreciate y'all. And thank you everybody for coming in and hanging out with us here this afternoon. I'd love to stay longer and chat a little bit more about the race and what's coming up next, but we do need to get to our next gig as we are taking part in a commentary of that said 24-hour race we were just talking about at Spa. So I got to get my butt on a plane and we got to get across the country. So I will catch you all later. Peace and love. Remember, you all matter. Stay winning. And never hesitate to do a kind thing for a complete stranger, because you can never know. Completely change their life. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll catch you on the next one.